Good evening and welcome to the March 25th, 2025 meeting of the Spackenkill Union Free School District Board of Education. The board will take a vote to go directly into executive session for discussions involving proposed, pending, or current litigation. It is anticipated that the board will return to the regular meeting at approximately 6:45 p.m. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you in roughly 15 minutes. Okay, welcome back to the March 25th, 2025 meeting of the Spackenkill Union Free School District Board of Education. I'd ask that you rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, item 3.01 is comments from the public on consent agenda items only. Do you have any comments from the public? Okay. Any board discussion, anything that needs to be pulled? Okay, with that, I'll entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes 5-0. And that brings us to 7.01, the superintendent's preliminary recommended budget for the 25-26 school year.
So the second part of this presentation, you pretty much have seen. We've talked about it a few times, but I'm going to go through a first part also, talking a little bit about the district. So here's the agenda for this presentation of what we're going to go through. We've followed this format in the past with other budgets. So basically, want to talk about our school a little bit, what are responsible decisions, some of our district successes. Talk about the real estate, Spackenkill, tuition students, and then get into some budget talk. And then on the budget end, a lot of that is what you've seen before, but you'll see again, talking about the budget, the proposed levy, contingency, and especially the capital reserve for the buses. So these are just some statements I want to make to just kind of start off and set the tone for the budget. So we have conservatively budgeted our state revenue forecast. Our reserves are still healthy, and that's a plus. And the comptroller's fiscal stress report is positive. So these are all in our favor. So talk a little about instruction, some of what we've been doing the past few years. Again, we continue with our after-school programs. Analyze gaps in learning, really look at the standardized assessments. You've seen some of that with the presentations on the academics and how we're using iReady and other assessments to kind of see where students are. Definitely provide academic support to those in need. And summertime, we usually have more requests and slots to really do some summer curriculum planning and work to really help modify lessons and get ready for the next year. Very successful has been our virtual tech academy, where our teachers, come in the summertime. Marcella Byrne does a great job with this, and we really try to keep up with the rapid changes, especially in technology, AI. So this has really helped us and helped been a big part of our instructional response. Two others, you've heard this before, but just, the talk again about AVID program, how that keeps moving up. So now it's in the high school this year, and it's going to move up to 10th grade next year, and that's going very well. Our AVID students have been heavily involved with P2. We kind of aligned them, so they go and speak to the elementary students. They've also, we're trying to give them experiences to A lot of them are first-generation college possible goers, so we definitely have college visits in there, which have been going very well. You see where they've gone, including the culinary. And the Positivity Project, we've talked about this before. Something that I do want to mention is, I think we're going to find out tomorrow, but I'm going to share it today, is we are being recognized with Green Shield status, which is quite an honor. I think 20 districts in the country, I think, are being recognized with this. So they really like what we're doing with the P2, especially at the elementary level. And that's where Nassau and Hagen are the ones being recognized for that. So that is awesome. So what are the responsible decisions? So we've been trying to do this, and we're still doing it, presenting a budget that is under the tax cap. We've been able to do that over the past bunch of years. We're still able to. I do think there's a time when I don't know if that's going to be sustainable, but we're not there yet, so we're happy for that. Provide a budget that reduces the possibility of significant negative fluctuations in the future. We try to not have really high one year, really low another year, and that's been working. Maintaining a student-centered learning environment. We're about to communicate the academic success of the district, and we do that also regularly. And seek additional revenues, and our tuition program has really been a big proponent for that. So some of the district successes, and this is a lot of, we're going to be prideful in a lot of what I'm going to say here. So Niche continues to rank Spackenkill as the #1 school district in Dutchess County, and the #1 place to live in Dutchess County. Todd Middle School has been named U.S. News Best Middle School. Our high school, has been recognized by them also. We're in the top 7% nationally, and 108 for its STEM program. This is exciting. So we've been contacted and we've been nominated, and we're in the process of applying to be a National Blue Ribbon school again. The high school won in 2018, but we are being asked to be recognized again for this year. It's a little interesting because this is a award by the U.S. Department of Education, and that has been in the news a little bit. So we're proud that we were nominated, but I'm not sure where it's going to go. But that is pretty cool. I don't think any high school in Dutchess County has ever won this award, and very few schools, I think there might have been elementary school or two that have won it in the county. So definitely that's something to be proud of, and our students here today be proud of that. Spackenkill graduation rate is #1 in the county. We've been lauded as a safe school through the Utica National Safety Award. We do a lot of stuff in physical education class. We get people being certified in CPR, AED. We do a lot of stuff with that. Once again, Todd's 6th grade and Hagen's 5th grade Odyssey of the Mind teams continue to do excellent work. Spackenkill on first place gold in the programming contest. Our varsity baseball team won the state championship. This is now 2 times in the past 3 years. Todd Middle School Chorus, Band, and Orchestra swept first place in the Music in the Parks, which is a nice event. And then this just happened recently, and this was such a great day. I'm going to talk a little bit about it at the end. But we celebrated our 160th anniversary, which is amazing. So we had a little ceremony, and Rob Rollison was our keynote speaker. He is a graduate of Spackenkill, and his father was very instrumental in Spackenkill High School becoming accredited. He was pretty good, spoke pretty well. And we just talked about that year, 1865, right? We have some, social studies teacher here with her class, right? What happened in 1865, right? The end of the Civil War. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, and we actually discovered that the train carrying his body stopped in Poughkeepsie in that year. 13th Amendment, and the Secret Service was established. We also discovered that it wasn't for probably what it's doing now, it was really to prevent counterfeiting. And then the staff and so many people were Googling what else happened in 1865. I don't remember anybody, wasn't a book came out, Alice in Wonderland? Remember? Yeah, they were saying a bunch of different things. And then we watched, we found this video. So one of our teachers has been here for a long time, and we asked Mr. Weiser if he knew anything about this video, because there was rumors that it existed, and he found it in the back of his closet. So we digitized it a little bit, and we showed some portions of it. It was kind of cool. Some people in the audience recognized people that were in it, and it was just kind of interesting. From 1987. Now, when I thought of that year, I'm like, oh, that's not that long ago, you know. However, students and some of our younger staff was like, that's a long time ago. And then that was followed with some performances by our students, which was excellent. A couple singing performances, a little sneak peek at The Little Mermaid, which is coming up. And the Mid-Hudson News covered the event and wrote a nice article. This past community newsletter, superintendent newsletter, had all this in it. So if you haven't seen it, take a look, and you can click on the links. You can see the video. It'll be pretty cool, and the Mid-Hudson News article was there too. One of the highlights is some of the pictures there. Is we had the students celebrate. Mr. Cohen was instrumental in this in some of the schools. There's a 160. I think that's elementary kids. Putting that together. So it was a nice event and showcased some of our students. That was pretty cool. Real estate, right? Spackenkill seems to be in the right place if you're a homeowner. Inventory is still low and demand is high. The median price in Spackenkill is higher than the median price in the county. And the number of days a house stays on the market in Spackenkill is less than the number of days they stay on in other areas. Number of units is up in Spackenkill, while it's down elsewhere. And then I think I said this niche has us as one of the best places to live in Dutchess County. All nice accolades, you know, we still have to do our jobs and all that, but it's great to have those accolades. It's really due to our kids who are here and the families in our community and our teachers and staff that really help us get that, but we should be, and the students here should be proud of that. These are a lot of things, and it's because of your effort and your skills in the classroom. So good job. So they should really do a really good job on your project, Ms. Gerard. The tuition, this has been going on now since 2017, and it's growing. So we're approximately up to about $650,000 as revenue for the district for this. And then the cost of tuition will be $13,700 next year. And we usually goes up roughly 3%-ish. We usually tie it to CPI, so it does go up every year. To switch now, these are slides you've seen before, but I'm going to ask Val to take us through them again, just so that everyone is aware of them in case there's any questions at the end.
Sure, thank you. This is, again, a review of the budget that we're proposing for the 25-26 school year. We're proposing a budget of a little over $57 million, which represents an increase over the current year's budget of 5.99%. To support that budget, we are proposing a tax levy of about $33.6 million, and that represents an increase of 1.75% over the current year. And that's pretty steady. We've been somewhere in the 1.6 to 1.8% increase over the past several years. Some of the considerations that went into the proposed budget was the addition of some instructional staff. We're looking to add a full-time person to support and supplement Avid at the middle school and the high school. And we've also made a concerted effort during this school year and going forward to maintain a hourly salary rate that would be increased over the state minimum wage. The governor has proposed annual increases in minimum wage, so our district's position is to try to stay ahead of that curve. We've also, in this budget, we're gonna look to replace some poor performing and outdated facilities equipment, some snow blowers, floor strippers, some maintenance hand tools. We're also looking to do repairs in some of the classrooms. We want to replace some shelving and cabinets that are just old, window shades, which are custom designed for each classroom. And we're also looking to replace some of the original smart boards that were installed in those classrooms. There's also instructional needs that we need to have that will help us meet the new instructional standards. So we're looking at, more textbook, more software, more hardware. And one of the things that we've noticed in the past couple of years is most of the textbooks have a software component with them, so that adds to the cost of purchasing textbooks. We're also looking to do some technology upgrades to enhance our data security and to strengthen our ability to recover in case of any kind of disaster or power outage. And we also want to increase the bandwidth to have our performance increase. There are five things in particular that drive the budget that compose 85% of the budget. That's salaries, health insurance, BOCES, our contribution to the retirement system, and debt service. Historically, year to year, that has comprised 85% of our budget, and that's the case for this proposed budget, which leaves 15% for the district to cover equipment, supplies, and other contractual costs. We are required by the state to present our budget in three parts: administrative, program, and capital. The administrative budget covers things like tax collection, our legal and auditing costs, our school board costs, and some of the admin costs for BOCES. That represents approximately 10% of the overall budget. Program is the heart of the budget. It's all of our instructional supplies, it's BOCES, athletics, special ed, transportation. That is usually 75% of our budget. Capital is for debt services, for utilities, insurance, and the cost and benefits for our custodial staff. And that represents about 14% of our overall budget. The tax levy has to be calculated. Every year, we calculate what is the maximum tax levy that the district can impose legally. This year, that maximum levy is $33,941,000, which would represent an increase of the tax levy of 2.59%. What the district is recommending to support our proposed budget is a tax levy of $33,665,757, which would be an increase of 1.75% over the current year. So we are under the tax levy, the maximum tax levy. By law, we're also required to present a contingency budget. A contingency budget comes into play if the voters vote down our proposed budget. If that were to happen, the board would have two options. We can re-vote on either the same budget or a modified budget, or we can go directly into a contingency budget. Should the board decide to have a re-vote and that second vote fails, we are obligated to go into a contingency budget. And what a contingency budget would look like for Spackenville is we would have to maintain a levy that is equal to the current year's levy. So for us, that would mean that we would have to reduce our proposed budget by at least $579,018. If we need to do that, the required reductions would be elimination of all equipment, a transfer to other funds, and then we would have to make up the difference to reduce supplies by a little over $250,000 in order to meet the legal requirements for a contingency budget. That contingency budget of $56,589,770 would still represent an increase over the current year of 4.9%. We're also proposing this year, we're asking the voters to approve the purchase of 3 transportation vehicles, a 7-passenger caravan, and 2 30-passenger buses. And those numbers were represented by quotes that we've gotten from state contract vendors. This is the verbiage of the proposition as it will appear on the ballot. We will be asking the voters to authorize the district to purchase those vehicles at a cost not to exceed $245,500 for those 3 vehicles, and we will fund that expense from the existing Transportation Capital Reserve Fund. So that was not a part of the budget, but it is a separate proposition that will appear on the ballot. We are coming to the end of the budget calendar. At the next meeting, we will be asking the board to adopt this budget that we have been proposing. On May 6th, we will conduct the public hearing that is required by law. And on May 20th will be the actual budget vote on trustee election and also the vote on the proposition. For anyone who is interested in running for that one trustee position, all of the needed information is currently on our website. All of the past presentations and more budget documentation and detailed budget is all listed on the website, and that's the link where you will find everything that's been proposed and presented this year, as well as things that have been presented in the past.
Thank you, Val. Any questions?
Board? No? Okay. All right, that'll bring us to item 7.02, secondary administration update.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry about that little phone malfunction before. Thank you, as always, for having me come tonight. Tonight is kind of special. It is, we do our play yearly, our drama production. This year, like every year, it was wonderful. So I wanted to show a couple of clips from the play. But seeing the current seniors made me think about their 8th grade, which, seeing them, I was able to pull up on my phone and show Ms. Gerard. So I have, which I'm going to share, I'll share with their advisors, because they are the hybrid cohort year. That's when they were in 8th grade. So for drama that year, and there's probably some people who were in drama, what they did was they did what's called a night of hope and humor. So yeah, so because we couldn't meet. We couldn't have a drama club. We were doing cohort A, cohort B, and they did these. I'm sure Mr. Shanks still has it. There was all kinds of videos that they made over the course of the year, and then we had 2 nights of hope and humor, right? Because you had to have 2 nights, and they actually came here to the dining hall. So we kind of watched it, and that was in the time where we needed like space. And I don't know if they remember their 8th grade dinner dance, but I have a bunch of videos because they're dancing out there because we could not, because they had a thing where you had to dance in like boxes and stuff. There was like all these like dance rules that we had to do, which I can't believe was 4 years ago. But so we were out there dancing, and so it just brought all that back. And how many were in drama who were here? You can raise your hand. How many? Yeah, so there's about, it looks like there's about 8 hands up. So every year as drama is usually, there's many people involved in drama, many students. This year we had about 80 students involved in drama. We did a double cast, which is great for the kids and for the families. And it's a lot of work though, because you basically have to kind of run 2 plays, which is what they did. This year was Annie Jr. There were over 4 nights, there were over 700 tickets sold to the event, that's a lot of seats. There's a number of people that I just want to mention real quick. One, the first is Tom Kirschenheiter, who's been in drama for many years. He does all of the backstage work. Natalie Punta and James Landano do the front of the stage work. Terry DeMarco, who is going to be retiring at the end of this year, did double cast costumes, so there's a lot of costumes to make. She did an amazing job. She's going to be very much missed, not just by the drama department, but the entire Todd Middle School. Andy Vlad helped out, Serge Young, Chris Rawls, Albert Scanlon, and then of course, the person who, this is his first year not in drama, but he was a big force behind it over the last, 6 or 7 years, is John Shanks. So I just wanted to mention all of them, because all of the work that they did is huge. And anybody who goes to middle school drama productions, when they come to this one, they see it's special. Not just the fact that they really for a cafetorium, that's what that's called, by the way. Cafeteria and an auditorium, it's called cafetorium. You don't get productions in cafetoriums that have spotlights and sets in the middle of the floor and all kinds of things, and they do an amazing job. So I wanted to just give a big shout out to all of them involved, and for what Drama Club does, because we know that the Drama Club up in the high school, they do great productions, and we're so proud that we're able to kind of start them off here at Todd. So with that, we've got 2 clips from Annie. The first one, and both of the songs you should know. I'll maybe wheel this out of the way so you guys see. So the first one is going to be.
Want that one first?
Yeah, what do we got? We've got Hard Knock Life.
Yeah.
Let's do Hard Knock Life, which you should know.
It's a hard knock life.
You can make that big, that'd be great.
It's a hard knock life for us. Step treated, we get tricked. Step kisses, we get kicked. It's a hard knock life. Got no hopes to speak. Oh, so it's a hard knock row. We all got blankets. Set up wool, empty bellies. Set up wool. It's a hard knock life. Don't it feel
just seeing them like in the middle, they're in the middle of everybody, and the singing, so it's just so loud and proud. It's just it's a great, and it's such a, and not only you're seeing the production, but I think they did the tryouts in November. I think they picked the cast in December, and they're going basically January, February, or March, and they rehearse from 3 to 5. So it's quite a commitment for the students, and for the staff involved. And now we've got I think the reprise of tomorrow, which of course is so everybody knows.
Just thinking about tomorrow. There's a way the cobwebs and the sorrow. Till there's none. I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely. And sing a high chin and grin and say, oh, the sun will come out tomorrow. So you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come what may. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're always a day away. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're always a day.
So those clips were both from Sunday's performance. So that's after they did a Friday night, they did a Saturday afternoon, they did a Saturday night, and then they did a Sunday afternoon. So it was quite a weekend, and I wanted to share that with everybody. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, item 8.01 is board correspondence. I have none. So we'll go to 8.02, comments from the public on non-agenda items. Any public comment on non-agenda items? Okay, 8.03 is comments from the board. Any comments from the board?
I'll just make a quick comment. Once again, thank everyone who's worked so hard on the budget. It's a long, grueling process over many months. Appreciate all the work that you put together to keep things so well focused and in ways that the community can understand so clearly as well as the board. So I appreciate all the work that's going into that, the whole team.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I just wanted to see, we have CPL coming to the next meeting. We've spoken about having them come to speak about the buses or the electric buses, or what they've come up with on that. Is that still?
That's still in the works. I've got a couple of more meetings with them to get them to the point where they're ready to present to you.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, with that, I'll move on to 8.04, comments from the superintendent.
A couple things I want to make everyone aware of. Because of the 160th anniversary we have a couple of proclamations, which is kind of nice. Rob Rollison and Sue Serino. And definitely some nice things said on here. There was one that he was very proud of. Spack Kills, whereas Spack Kills educators, administrators, and staff have played a vital role in the shaping of generations of students, instilling in them values of hard work, perseverance, and intellectual curiosity. And there's a bunch on here, but to be recognized and to really, 160 years, it's a long time when you think about it. So we're definitely proud of that. I don't think people realize that we're that old, but definitely something to be proud of. And something else that the kids in the room might be happy is we didn't really use a lot of snow days this year. So we are going to have 2 additional days off for students this school year. Their pens are getting out. And correct me if I'm wrong, but April 11th is a Friday. That is the day before our spring break begins, so it would be extended by a day. We'll start on the Friday. And another day that we will not be in session is the day after Memorial Day, which is a Tuesday, which I believe is May 27th. So that will go out to the community in the Friday newsletter, but if you're here, you hear it first. Spread the word, unless you want to come to school on those days. Mr. Rard, you can have something for them, right?
Sure can.
So we'll leave it up to you and your teacher, but those days will be added to the 2 recesses, the spring recess and the Memorial Day recess. So I guess it's a good thing. We didn't have too much snow this year.
No, it's not gonna-
Yeah, it's not over yet. And that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Item 9.01, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
That passes 5-0. Okay, we'll see you at the next meeting.